Moving on, a section of legislators have pledged to enact a legislation or amend existing law on persons with disabilities to guarantee the rights and protection of people with disabilities in the country. KPP MP Wanjiko Muhia, her Westlands counterpart Tim Wanyonyi, and nominated MP Bishop Jackson Kosgei said there is need to amend the current Persons with Disability Act to incorporate other unforeseen disabilities such as dyslexia, which may not be adequately addressed in the existing law.
Being able to read and write with ease is something majority of people simply take for granted. But imagine what it will be like to look at a page of text and see distorted letters swirling before your eyes, or not seeing the difference between the letters B and D. This is a challenge faced by those with dyslexia every time they read, with statistics showing 1 in every 5 people suffer from this particular learning disability in Kenya. Kenyans joined the rest of the world in marking the Global Dyslexia Awareness Month of October in calling for increased awareness of dyslexia.
Most of them are wasting in our schools because teachers are not trained on how to identify them. They are not trained on how to support them. So most of these children are very frustrated in school because this is a hidden disability. So they look like regular children, yet they have a hidden disability that teachers are not able to identify. So most of the school dropout rates are as a result of this condition. So we are calling out for better awareness, better support.
They identify things differently. And some of the people who have got this form of disability have excelled in life and have risen to become senior professionals in a very complicated actually profession like engineering and all that. And so what we notice is that they have got a very special talent that can be carefully nurtured.
Under the theme Going Red for Dyslexia, the awareness campaign held at Nairobi was nothing short of amazing. With incredible performances from students with dyslexia, which was proof that indeed disability is not inability.
This young boy had a lot of things to do. I can now play the guitar, I can sing, I can play sports. I got the energy to do sports again because at the time I was fat, I gained some weight. So.
It's because of dyslexia that I am who I am. It's my identity. And I'm different, but that's not a bad thing. I think in 3D, I think pictographically. I have a problem with time management, but because of that, I pre-plan everything on my calendar.
Legislators who graced the occasion, led by KPP Member of Parliament Wanjiko Muhia, said they will champion to enact legislation or amend existing law on persons living with disability to guarantee the rights and protection of persons with disabilities in the country.
As much as we have the Person Living with Disability Act, which is too loaded, maybe we can come with the Dyslexia Bill in particular. It's my thinking. Why? Dyslexia and many other unforeseen disabilities sometimes get lost in the persons living with disability avenue.
We'll bring amendments to include things that are not captured in the legislation. But legislation is already there. It has already gone through the first reading in the last parliament, but we want to bring it back so that we enrich it and make sure that it captures some of these gaps that are not captured in the legislation.
I wish to inform you that we are considering that as we bring it back, a conversation around the act that is taking care of persons with disability in this country, we will invite you to make contribution.
Despite the government's efforts in establishing specific social protection, economic empowerment and education programs that directly supports persons with disabilities, the lawmakers called for more funding to directly benefit persons with disabilities.
The groups that support this kind of people get support from the exchequer, because most of the time we leave this burden to parents and the well-wishers. So we just don't want to live on charity. We want to live on assured support from the government.
Such a school which is amazing, with the talents that we have seen displayed here, should not just be left to close for lack of money, finance and all that. These children belong to this country. It is the government's responsibility.
Ben Chumba, Lunchtime News.